We keep moving on. We keep moving on Woody, and I don't know what's happening. I honestly lost the power to speak there. I don't know what's happening. Much like character Jasmine.
Oh.
Who are you going to say?
Like a film where someone can't speak or something. One of those.
Awakenings?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah, Awakenings. But we're not talking about Awakenings today. We're talking about Blue Jasmine. We are continuing. What I was trying to say is that we are continuing our fortnight of Woody Allen. And I thought we'd mix it up. Sometimes when I'm structuring and scheduling the episodes of when we're going to record them / release them, sometimes I go chronologically, but I thought we'd mix it up. So you've seen, and also I'm conscious that this is a first-time tour of you around the world of Mr. Allen. So I thought we'd now start in 77 and jump to 2014 for his
13.
13. Oh, according to YouTube, it's 14. I thought it was 13. I'm second guessing myself. YouTube movies and shows can eat shit. 2013's Blue Jasmine.
So what do you think?
I love it. You shouldn't spoil me so.
Well, why not? Who else am I going to spoil?
He met me at a party and swept me off my feet.
I fell in love with the name Jasmine.
No, I have never been to San Francisco. I'll be staying with my sister.
Jasmine! Oh my God.
Look at you. Your place is homey. Oh, the flight was bumpy. The food was awful. I mean, you'd think first class.
I thought you were tapped out.
I'm dead broke. Really, I mean, the government took everything.
All I can say is you look great.
Oh, now who's lying?
Is there anything you want that you don't have?
Sweetheart, it's beautiful.
When your sister had all that money, she wanted nothing to do with you. Now that she's broke, all of a sudden she's moving in.
She's not just broke. She's all screwed up.
Love, you know? You heard me?
Excuse me, are you talking to me?
Now, as we said, Woody, incredibly, on average, has released a film, wrote and directed a film a year since 1969, and for most of them, he's also starred in it. Now, this leads to some dips in quality. Now, many people sort of talk about him not making a good film since, let's say, the mid-90s. They sort of see a golden era. But then, you look at Match Point, you look at Vicky Cristina Barcelona, you look at Midnight in Paris, and you look at today's film, Blue Jasmine.
Ginger told me all about you. One minute you're on top of the world, the next, guy turns out to be a crook. Well, how long are you planning on staying with Ginger?
No one wants to get out of here as fast as I do.
I'm sure this is a big come down from what you're used to.
You'll be very happy to know that I lost every cent of my own money.
Her husband was a slick operator. I was there a week. I knew the guy was hitting on a girlfriend.
I can't. You choose losers because that's what you think you deserve, and that's why you'll never have a better life.
She doesn't care about you. She's a phony.
Can you please not fight in here? Don't think I can take it. For some reason, my Xanax isn't kicking in. Anxiety, nightmares, and a nervous breakdown. There's only so many traumas a person can withstand till they take to the streets and start screaming.
Well, as I said on the previous episode, I think this is my second favourite Woody. We're going to get to my first favourite. It's going to round out our little sextet this time with crimes and misdemeanors. But this is my second favourite Woody Allen film. This was obviously your first watch, as it is with all of the films this fortnight. What was your opinion on Blue Jasmine?
Very, very good. Very different. Very different.
That's how I've scheduled them. I want you to see
Because I expected, having heard a lot about Woody, that they would all kind of be the same. But this is very different in a refreshing way. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think this is the best performance I've ever seen Cate Blanchett do.
Correct. Yeah. I think, second best. What do you think in second best?
Oh, I don't know. What's she been in?
Carol.
Carol.
I'd probably say Carol. Did you just make that face at Carol? William. Did you
I really like
Carol?
Elizabeth. I prefer Elizabeth, but I'm a history guy.
See, I don't prefer Elizabeth.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. She's obviously great in the Bob Dylan movie I'm Not There. She does a terrific Dylan. Yeah, good movie.
Was she in the Ocean's 8 remake?
She was, and she was okay. Yeah, enjoyable. You could tell they were all having fun. She's very good in the movie Hannah, the action movie with it was Saoirse's big break, wasn't it?
Is that the assassin girl?
The assassin movie with Eric Bana, and
yeah,
it was very good. Underrated, I thought.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Saoirse's big break. Ronan, obviously. Eric Bana, Cate Blanchett. Vicky Creeps from Phantom Thread, who was marvellous. It was a bit unexpected because it was from Joe Wright, who'd just done he's made a name for himself. Doing these, he'd just done Pride and Prejudice. He'd just done Atonement. He'd just done The Soloist, which is not very good. But then Hannah, and then he's back. And then Hannah wasn't as successful really as everybody thought it could have been, and so he went back to Anna Karenina, which was worse, and then Pan, which was terrible. Darkest Hour, which I think is a very boring film.
I've not seen it. My family rave about it all the time. They've been to see it many times. I never watched it. I think it's on Netflix at the moment. I love Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman's excellent, obviously, in it. Ooh.
Yeah.
This sounds nice. His next film is called The Woman in the Window. And it's an agoraphobic woman living alone in New York begins spying on her new neighbors only to witness a disturbing act of violence. Amy Adams is the agoraphobe.
This is Rear Window, Tom.
I know it's Rear Window, but it's Rear Window with Amy Adams.
It does sound very good.
With Amy Adams, Gary Oldman, Anthony Mackie, Wyatt Russell, and Julianne Moore. Oh, this is very good. And it's
very good.
It's in post. And Jennifer Jason Leigh. Oh, how exciting.
Should we go watch it?
Yeah, let's go watch it now. It's a bestseller book. I hope it's not like The Girl on the Train. I hope it's not like The Girl on the Train. That's all I can hope for anymore, that films are The Girl on the Train.
Bad movie.
But you know it's a really good movie? Blue Jasmine. Only line Hall of Fame. There was no one like Hal. YouTube comments, let's see what the kids think. I don't know why, but I'd like to see a movie where someone's more stressed and depressed than I am. Maybe that's why I like movies where people have breakdowns.
Have you seen Uncut Gems?
I have.
This reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah.
That sort of claustrophobic, you can't breathe because everything's going off and it's all that sort of thing.
Yeah. Poor Jasmine. I mean, she gets a very rough ride of things, does Jasmine. And I actually felt very sorry for Jasmine in this movie. She may appear narcissistic and self-absorbed, but when you really empathise with what she went through and how it comes back to haunt her, it is absolutely soul-crushing and traumatic. I have to agree. I mean, that's the film in a nutshell. Woody Allen writing this makes absolutely every character in the movie sound like Woody Allen. The run-on sentences, the constant incoherent banter, they can't even spell, so I'm not going to... the main character is Woody in a middle-aged blonde female body. Now, this is something that always comes up in criticism of Woody films. I couldn't agree less. You could say that Louis C.K. in this movie is the Woody surrogate. I mean, we talked about last week again, obviously, in his later films, there is the Woody surrogate-esque character. For instance, Owen Wilson in Midnight in Paris. If that movie was made in the 70s, you could obviously see Woody in that role. But I think if you're going to talk about, I think that's why, for me, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is probably my favourite Tarantino movie, because my biggest issue with Pulp Fiction is that everybody sort of sounds like Tarantino. And I love Pulp Fiction. I'm not taking anything away from Pulp Fiction. The only thing I'll take away from Pulp Fiction is that bloody blueberry pancake bitch. She will now be known. But yeah, my favourite, that's why I think Tarantino, and I love Pulp Fiction, I love Kill Bill, I love Reservoir Dogs.
But yeah, Once Upon a Time, he lets the actors be them. Like, that's the most Brad Pitt I've seen Brad Pitt in years. Yeah, that's why it's so good.
Great. And I think with Woody, I mean, you look at, definitely when we get to Crimes and Misdemeanors, Judah Rosenthal, played by Martin Landau, I mean, there's not a chance in hell that's a neurotic guy. That's just not. Anyway. Sally Hawkins, I just love that actress. Yeah, I like Sally Hawkins too. Did you watch Shape of Water, Will?
I haven't seen it yet. I of course, have watched all the Paddington movies.
Yes, she is very good in Paddington. I forgot about Paddington. Where do I have it here.
Shape of Water never seemed my sort of genre.
Oh yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, Shape of Water was very good. I don't think it should have won. Who should have won? Three Billboards. That's it. Three Billboards should have won that year. I personally would have think Phantom Thread. Phantom Thread was my favourite film of the year, definitely. But I think Three Billboards should have probably won over Shape of Water. Again, I would have been happy with a split. Guillermo finally getting a director win, and Three Billboards winning. And some anyway, we'll get to it. We have Three Billboards, or at least a film in that anyway cycle. So we'll look at that Oscars soon. But yeah, somebody, a lesser script beat Three Billboards, and I can't Get Out.
Get Out, wonderful movie.
Wonderful movie, not as good a script as Three Billboards.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I'm a big sucker for Jordan Peele. I
really liked Us. I personally,
Us was great.
I think I enjoy Us more than Get Out.
I've only seen Us once, which is probably why I prefer it. I went to see it with my dad, and it's great. I mean, we'll talk about Us, I'm sure we'll do it, but that opening credit where the slow zoom out of the rabbit, it's just great. And the chilling. Jordan Peele.
Scariest.
I play that sometimes for my sister when she's just like alone, and I'll put that on. That one, and what can't she? Because of The Conjuring 2, she can't listen to Wise Men Say.
No, but nobody sings that nice at the end. That's not in a spooky.
No, but it's played when there's a ghost, and now she can't listen to it.
No.
And I keep saying it's one of the greatest love songs ever written.
Yeah. I don't know what I've always loved Wonder of You. I think if we're talking Elvis love songs, I think Wonder of You's got to take it for me.
I like Blue Suede Shoes.
Yeah, I think actually it's more so because I think I prefer big band 70s Vegas Elvis than I do 50s rock and roll Elvis.
Yeah.
Not taking any away from that. I love Marie's the Name. I love It's Now or Never. I love I love 50s Elvis. But I think I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my big showman sort of sensibilities that I enjoy that.
Did you ever watch that Muppets DVD where they do like The Emperor's New Clothes, they do Boy Who Cried Wolf, and then they do the Elvises and the Shoemaker, and it's like Gonzo's the Shoemaker, and at night they all go away, and then all these Elvises come in singing Blue Suede Shoes and start making the shoes for the Muppets.
No, I haven't seen that. But why? Here's my big question. Isabel, my sister, got Disney Plus for some reason. I can't remember what.
We have it, yeah.
Why isn't all the Muppet stuff on there?
Yeah.
Why isn't every single Muppet thing ever on there?
All of
Sort it out. Sort your shit out, Disney Plus. They haven't even got all of the films.
Are the 2 latest ones on there?
Yeah, because they were Disney made, but Disney owns all of it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Muppets Christmas Carol.
Don't. That's always this is my Muppet black sheep thing, that I don't really like Christmas Carol. But anyway, we'll get to it. Woody Allen, so overrated. Wrong. And now you agree. Now you agree, Will. It's so wonderful that I'm not screaming into a void. Best 10-minute stretch, William. You kick us off.
Yay. I have 4 contenders.
I've got 3. No.
I beat
you.
you.
No, I've got 4.
Okay, let's see if we've matched them.
Okay.
I don't think we have.
Back and forth. You're first.
Meeting Eddie into the hanging conversation. When they're all sat around the table.
That is good. I just had suicide in specific favourite parts.
Yeah.
Continue.
But I think that whole round the table looking that's the build up to it. The panic attack at work.
Yep. No, I don't have that.
The argument between Ginger and Chili going into the phone call and breakdown.
No, I don't have that.
And the confrontation to the end.
Yeah, I have closing. I have the closing 10. Let's look at the closing 10 then, the one that we... No, actually, let's look at the 3 choices that we don't agree on, and then we'll do the closing that we do agree on, and then we'll do my 3 choices. How about that? So run us through them again, Will.
So meeting Eddie into the conversation about hanging and suicide.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
That wonderful that she carries on, that she just keeps going long after it's done. Goes, well, yes, people think that you die of suffocation, but you don't. Just neck breaks.
The neck snap.
And she's got her little red Solo cup that she's clearly very unhappy with. Now, here's a question. You've got a big problem with overacting. Is this the closest you can get with it before it goes overboard?
This was 100% genuine for me. It was very well acted. I didn't see her overacting at all.
No, I didn't. I don't see anybody overacting in Terms of Endearment. So I just thought I'd probe you, Will.
Thank you.
Yes, Chili and Eddie, that whole the double date situation. Eddie wants to give you his number. Well, why didn't he ask me himself? She's just never going to lower her standards, and she doesn't need to. But we'll get to Alexander Skarsgård. Not Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah. Which Skarsgård is it? Alexander Skarsgård's long shot and Nicole's abuser in Big Little Lies. This is Peter Skarsgård. Who's the best Skarsgård?
Who are they again?
Stellan.
And
then you've got his sons, Peter, who's in this.
Yeah.
Alexander Skarsgård, who's in Big Little Lies, and he was in Long Shot. And I believe he's a True Blood man, but I've never watched it. And then, what's it called? Clown. What's his name?
Yeah. Is it Bill?
Bill Skarsgård. That's it. Yeah.
That's it. I like Stella.
Yeah, can't be Stellan.
Yeah.
Lena. So many girls. Lena. Go to drink tattoo. Excellent. Bill Anderson. My name's Bill Anderson.
I'm spontaneous.
And I'm spontaneous.
There you go. Sorry. Let's go back to Mamma Mia. Because I
okay.
suddenly realised the other day my biggest change that I just forgot to mention.
What was it?
Something that I hate more than It's Aphrodite slow motion. It's
That's
the
fun.
opening with Amanda Seyfried singing "I Have a Dream," and then she goes, "Even if you fail."
I'm sure we mentioned even if you fail. I'm sure we mentioned that.
I don't think we did, but if we didn't, just to back it up, it's
Even
bad.
if you fail.
It's very bad.
It's great.
Even
I love
if
it.
you fail.
See, that's the thing,
Oh, no,
isn't it? We talked about this on the episode. None of my changes I actually want changing because it's a shit. I don't think this is The Godfather. I think it's quite a bad film. But anyway, what was your next 10-minute stretch?
The panic attack at work, where she runs out onto the streets. Yes. Oh, she can act, Tom.
She can
act.
She can act. Cate Blanchett, what an incredible... What's Cate Blanchett doing next? She's in this Miss America show, which I'm very excited for, where she plays like a anti-feminist in the 70s.
Oh, about the beauty pageants. Is it all about that?
I think that's part of it. No, she basically plays this real life person, I believe, who is women in the... There's nothing wrong with being housewives, which I'm very excited for, which I believe is coming to. She's got so much. She's in the... Speaking of Guillermo, she's in the new Guillermo del Toro movie. An ambitious young carny with a talent for manipulating people, with a few well-chosen words, hooks up with a female psychiatrist who is even more dangerous than he is. Listen to this cast. Cate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Bradley Cooper, Rooney Mara, Merrick Steenburgen, Ron Perlman, Willem Dafoe, David Strathairn, Richard Jenkins.
That sounds quite incredible.
That does sound excelente.
It's not Hellboy, though. It's not Hellboy.
No, it's not. And then there's still this Lucy and Desi movie, which I've been excited for for like years, that I don't think's actually happening anymore. But on IMDb, they just keep things where she's supposed to be playing Lucille Ball, written by what do you call it? Aaron Sorkin, which sounds excellent. Armageddon Time, a coming-of-age story about growing up in Queens in the 1980s, from the writer-director of Ad Astra, which I thought was excellent, with Cate Blanchett.
It was just...
Obviously.
Ad Astra was just forgotten about, wasn't it?
I very much enjoyed Ad Astra.
It
was Apocalypse Now in space. I don't know how more people didn't talk about this, that it literally followed the exact same plot and structure. Robert De Niro, Anne Hathaway, Oscar Isaac, and Donald Sutherland. What are all these incredible movies doing? And then Don't Look Up. A pair of astronomers try to warn everybody on Earth that a giant meteorite will destroy planet Earth in 6 months. Cate Blanchett, Jennifer Lawrence. But 3 of those sounded truly, truly excellent. So as you were, Will, on your 10-minute stretches.
And we've got, of course, the whole argument with when Chili comes bursting in. And then that leading into Kate on the phone and then hanging up and just breaking down. That's a good 10 minutes. It's a very good 10 minutes.
Yes.
And I'm disappointed you didn't put it onto your list.
I've got 3. I've got different ones.
I think yours will probably be my best single minutes. They usually are.
And then it flips. Yeah. You're more economic. You.
Yeah.
I've got. Oh, let's talk about the closing. Oh, Jesus! That final bench scene. That long shot that starts with them on the sofa and then pans and sees Jasmine just leave with her wet hair and her beautiful jacket still on. She's trying to cling to anything she can, and just that painful closing, and then she starts hearing Blue Moon again, and this is the song that was playing when me and Hal first met. enough to break your heart, and it does. New York. I really like when they Ginger and what's his name, Oggy. When Ginger and Oggy come up to New York, and you've got that 10-minute stretch with the party, and her seeing him with the first,
and then walking by the beach.
Yeah, and then what would you, Ginger talking to Oggy about, what would you do if you knew your friend was somebody, and we get to see just Alec being devious.
What a few dirty man! But Alec Baldwin, not his character. What a
great man!
I
would go for any of Hal's business schemes. I'd be like, yeah, sure, Alec. I mean, Hal. Sure, why not? I love meeting Peter Skarsgård, and that just I love to suffer, and so even though I know what's coming, I love the whole 10 minutes where we think that maybe there's a chance for Jasmine with this Dwight. And they try, and then that. Well, we'll get to that in a single minute. And then that's me spent really. So now we're into my specific favourite parts. The first mention in the background of Hal's illegal things, of like, well, if we change this name, and then she's talking with the wives, and she goes, "Oh, I have no idea." I haven't put this down as a Tom's big question, but let's do it. How conscious was Jasmine of everything? Because a few of those scenes, I don't think she does know the full extent of everything.
I don't think, the full extent is the right word to use. Because I don't think she knows, but she knows he's definitely dodgy. And it reminds me a lot of the plot of one of my favourite films, The Other Woman.
Is that the Cameron Diaz one?
Yes.
And what's her name?
From
large breasts. Kate Upton.
Oh,
it's true.
No, that's
true.
A
she
great
does have large breasts. I couldn't remember. She's beautiful, and I thought she was quite funny in the film. But yeah, that's what came up first.
Who's the other one?
Let's check.
It's
Leslie. It's Leslie Mann, isn't it?
With the giant dog. Yeah, it's a great film.
The Other Woman. Yeah, Leslie Mann. It was Judd Apatow's. Directed by Nick Cassavetes.
I think we need to put it on the list.
We'll see. Yeah, no, Nick Cassavetes, director of The Notebook and son of one of the best 70s directors ever, John Cassavetes. He is after exile in pre-production. After serving an 8-year prison sentence for involuntary murder, a man tries to come to terms with what he's done. Robert De Niro, Miles Teller, and Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh, I don't like Chloe.
No.
Do you like books, Hugo? I love books. I read them all of my life.
Don Johnson, I forgot he was in it. You can't beat Don Johnson. I like Don Johnson. What are we talking about? Me. My specific favourite parts. The affair kiss when Ginger sees it from the taxi. And just
I've written that. And then he just shoves her into the taxi.
You just come over here. Just one last kiss. We need it. And then forcing her into the taxi. Brilliant. The gym when he's talking to the personal trainer about the baseball tickets. Are you sure you want me to come? Yeah, you'll do. You bastard, Alec. How? Whatever. And the rest of my nominations are just mostly her little slips. So, I saw you, Erica. Which I quote a lot. And then when she's just been hit on by Dr. Flicker, and he goes, "Watch, make sure the ball doesn't hit your head. That's how Ray Becker died." I love any person who's just passing by watching Jasmine crack up. The brilliant, who do I have to sleep with to get a Stoney Martini with a twist of lemon? the arrest of Alec, and then Jasmine trying to get out of the car with Dwight, where she goes, "Oh, I've seen you with your little French horse," and Dwight just goes, "I have no idea what you're saying. I do not understand what you are talking about. Let me out, let me out, let me out." And then that great jazz refrain that comes in. We didn't really, we did talk about the music with Diane Keaton, obviously, but the famous Woody Allen staple is his excellent choice of music. And this film is no exception. Obviously, Blue Moon, the reincorporation of that throughout the song, those great jazz standards, that creaking, dirge-like, Breton viol, dreary sort of jazz that takes us through this horrifying story, which it opens with that track, and then it disappears for half an hour, and we're in with a bit of Trixie Smith, and then suddenly it's back and life is bad again. Will's more general favourite parts of the film?
I love the opening credits with that wonderful jazz music. And something that it's just one of the me things. I liked how it announced people in alphabetical order. That's just fun.
You better. It's a good thing you like it, Will, because every single film Woody has ever released has the exact same opening credits. It's a jazz song with that exact same white text with everybody in alphabetical order. So get used to that, because that's going to happen every film.
I've just got Bobby Cannavale in general.
Great.
He's great in Jumanji as well.
Bobby Cannavale is...
Oh, is that how you've pronounced it?
I didn't want to correct you, but Bobby Cannavale. Yeah, I don't know whether he is underrated anymore. Oh, do you know who is famous? I don't know whether they're wife or just partners. Do you know who is famous partner is?
Imelda.
No, it's Rose Byrne.
Yes, it's... Oh, is it? There you go.
Another one of our... I really like Rose Byrne. I think she's underrated. He was great in The Irishman. I'm a big Boardwalk Empire guy. I don't know if you've ever done... Have you done Boardwalk Empire?
That's the one with Steve, isn't it?
It is the one with Steve. That might be a shout for a TV show. 5 seasons of Buscemi. Ant-Man, I don't like Ant-Man.
I love Ant-Man.
I know you do. He was terrible in Annie, but everybody was terrible in Annie. We don't talk about Annie. Ugh. Terrible. We hate the Annie remake. He voiced Detective Chaz Michelangelo in an episode of American Dad. Will, where do you sit on American Dad?
Not a fan.
No, me neither.
But speaking of detective, this is a big thing I always say at the end of a podcast, and we say, "Oh, why didn't I ask him? Are you a fan of Columbo, Tom?"
Columbo, the episodes I've seen, I do like an afternoon Columbo.
I am a diehard Columbo fan, and I would love to talk about Columbo.
Do you know the really depressing Columbo fact?
About his heart, about his eye, about how towards the end of it, he couldn't really learn his lines, and he just
he had dementia.
He thought he was Columbo. Yeah,
in the later stages of his dementia, he got quite confused. Obviously, horrible, terrible disease, and he thought he was Columbo.
Peter.
But before that, in his wonderful acting career, he's excellent in A Woman Under the Influence, where he plays Peter Falk, and he plays. He's there. It's on the DVD. This has a DVD and a Blu-ray. God, I'm sad. And where I was going to say ironically, but I guess that's a little bit crude. Where he plays a husband dealing with his wife's. It's never diagnosed, but it's maybe on early onset dementia. It's maybe just a complete psychotic depression. Anyway, wonderful film. Very, very depressing. What's your favourite 10-minute stretch? Oh, I think it's the bit where she comes back and you think it's going to be fine, and then she just starts swearing. Oh, yeah, that's mine too. But no, Peter Falk is excellent. Well, yes. I'm. Back to me. Yeah, back to you.
And in general, Bobby's hair is great. I love the really long fringe.
It's a good hair.
It's great. Very expressive. I love the just to the pointness where she just bursts in and goes, "Are you having an affair with Amy?" I love it. Just how straight to the point it is.
She don't cut bullshit. I mean, she does completely. She don't cut bullshit definitely when it comes to the end of the relationship.
And then I've got one more when she's talking to the kids and she's drinking. That close up on her. Oh.
There's only so many things, traumas that a person can withstand before they take to the streets and start screaming, which is one of my go-to gifts as somebody who was in my messenger. And you've seen that gift before. Go. Now you know what I'm referencing.
I must have.
My two go-to
gifts. You send
gifts,
a lot of strange gifts.
I do send a lot of strange gifts because my taste.
You do a lot of Who's Afraid gifts.
I do a lot of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf gifts. I do a lot of Mad Men gifts. I have this thing where even though I know that people don't know what I'm referencing, I just don't care. And I
do a lot of Peep Show gifts.
A lot of Peep Show gifts. My go-to double whammy gifts is typing in Blue Jasmine and then sending there are only so many traumas a person can withstand before they go to the streets and start screaming, and then doing her drinking the red wine and crying after her friend goes, Lucille Boudreau. She goes, you knew? Oscars. No.
It's that year. I remember.
This year.
Oh, here we go. Controversial opinion. Gravity, not too keen.
Yeah, me neither. It's nowhere near the best Alfonso Cuarón movie. Children
overrated.
Yeah,
still a great movie, but very overhyped, very overrated, and I think that's why I was disappointed with it.
For me, I think it's an up. I think you could call it an up film. The first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, excellent. Some of the best stuff
and then
you've ever seen in a film, and then the rest.
And then
of
he
it,
gets killed off. Then George gets killed.
Then George gets killed.
No, that final 10 minutes with Sanja in the capsule. That's very good. That's some great action.
Ignore the phone.
I like that.
People don't. It'll be some PPI. Alfonso Cuarón is excellent. Children of Men. Shut up. Children of Men's great. Children of Men's great.
Hey, listen. I want you to know, I think it's great when a grown-up continues with their education. Not for nothing.
Well, my goal is to study interior decorating online.
Why don't you just go to decorator school?
Well, I have to use my days to work and pay my way. As Hal said, it's not the money, it's the money.
Yeah, okay, but, life ain't all work and no play, right? I mean, Ginger says between work and school, you're cracking up.
Hey, why don't you shut up?
No, I'll admit it's been very trying, but I'm determined to make something of myself.
So you don't like working with the dentist?
No, I do not.
No, Ginger said you're not used to working a job. Yeah?
Well, in that respect, I was very fortunate.
Yeah, he was a handsome guy with money. He was a smooth talker and he pampered her. What's she gonna say? No?
I got it. Why does it have to be a decorator? Like, why can't you pick something else?
What did you want me to do?
Alfonso Cuarón. Children of Men is excellent. He also directed probably definitely one of the better Harry Potters in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, don't say. Oh, Azkaban, wonderful. Yeah. Everyone seems to like Half-Blood Prince. I like
Half-Blood Prince well.
Though the worst one, it's abysmal.
No, he also directed Y Tu Mamá También, which is truthful, funny, and touching. Very sexy, very good, great film. Really good movie, Y Tu Mamá También. But Children of Men, just incredible. One of the best films of the 20 years or whatever. Excellent stuff. But where's Woody for director? Where's Woody for best picture? Also, we're trying to keep it out of it, but obviously this sort of came about at a time of actually that doesn't matter. Polanski actually genuinely raped somebody and he won best director for The Pianist. So you could look at the politics of Yeah, Polanski did the penis. Penis, Chinatown, Rosemary's Baby. But where's a Blue Jasmine nomination here? Definitely better than Captain Phillips. Oh no, you really like Captain Phillips, don't you?
No, I just like memeing it and referencing it.
It's a weird one, this, because most of these are good. Choice the Slave, I think, is the overall winner. I'd have to give it to Choice the Slave.
Yeah.
I'd actually give Best
I've not
Director. Sorry, go on.
I would say I've not seen Dallas Buyers Club.
Good film. Good film. Obviously, Cate won.
Oh, it's Philomena year.
It is Philomena year. Obviously, Cate won for Blue Jasmine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no travesty there.
It was Cate versus Sandra, really. I would say.
Yes. So I believe Sandra won something. I can't remember whether it was
Golden Globe or
she won the Golden Globe because they put Blue Jasmine in comedy.
Yeah,
that was it.
There you go.
Sally Hawkins was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I don't think you can argue with Lupita winning for 12 Years a Slave there. Are we missing anything in Best Supporting Actor? Are we missing a Alec? Are we missing... I mean, this is a pretty stacked supporting male cast. Right. Because that's also very stacked. We don't have to cut one of these. Let's just figure out ourselves which of the supporting male performances we nominate. So obviously,
could I just say,
go on. Yeah.
I personally would just want to shove Chiwetel to the number one.
Yeah.
But that's just, I think, I've seen clips of McConaughey reacting to his illness. That's a great scene. But that's probably one of the best performances of all time. And I think that's a shame that didn't get Best Actor. He's better than Leo and Wolf.
Okay.
He's better. Tom.
I guess we'll have that conversation when it comes to Wolf of Wall Street.
That's why I'm the best actor.
Okay then. So your 4 nominees for our mini supporting actor: Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Peter Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Bobby Cannavale. Louis C.K. Andrew Dice Clay as for Augie.
If I was to boot anyone from Best Supporting,
no, we're not doing that because I think that's correct. I think that's probably correct. So, but in our own world, who is winning our Blue Jasmine Best Supporting Actor award? You're on again. Alec Baldwin. I think Andrew Dice Clay is excellent in this film as Augie. I mean, I've seen Alec do this before. I've seen Andrew Dice Clay do this before, actually. But anyway. It lost Best Screenplay to Her. Her was pretty excellent. I don't like it when it's tough. I don't like it when it's tough like this. But Her was pretty good. I'd say I'd have to give it to Her.
I only hear bad things about American Hustle.
Yeah, no, American Hustle's not great at all. Yeah, no,
because
actually, get rid of...
It is bad, yeah.
Yeah, get rid of that from Best Director.
It did very well as well, which is sad.
Yeah, it's one of those... David O. Russell was on a bit of a high rather. It's also after Silver Linings Playbook, which I think we both like.
Yeah, no, I very much like that.
Yeah, and so it was on a bit of a Nobody Can Stop David, and he made American Hustle, and people stopped David. And what do you call it? So yeah, the Christ, what am I even saying?
Blue Moon was the song that was playing. You know the song Blue Moon. Yeah, but I always wanted to do something with my life. You know, I had energy. I didn't just shop and lunch and go to matinees. You know, I ran charities for poor people. Raised money for museums and schools. You know, with wealth comes responsibilities. Wasn't just some mindless consumer like so many of my so-called friends. Though I won't say I dislike buying pretty clothes.
Yeah, the soundtrack's excellent. He's basically just doing Scorsese. He's basically just doing, big music, big montages, lots of great actors doing lots of great profane dialogue. I don't mind American Hustle. If it was for 50p at CEX, I'd probably buy the Blu-ray and give it another watch. But I just don't think I will. It felt like imitation Scorsese, and not in the way that Boogie Nights does. Because Boogie Nights is obviously just Goodfellas in the porn world. But it feels so much different. And there are so many different little choices that make it its own film. And you just don't get that with American Hustle. But the soundtrack's great. But as I've always said, good soundtrack is just not a good film make. I'm lost, Will. What's the next category? Your favourite building or set?
It's my favourite building or set.
And what are you thinking this week?
Not really much to choose from. A couple of nice houses.
That new house that she's going to buy, that Dwight's going to buy. Oh my word! That view over the Bay Area.
I see view. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Wouldn't mind living there.
No.
Walk out onto the beach, get an ice cream every day, or just sit and have a few cocktails. Oh, that's the life. That's the life, Tom.
One day, maybe. Probably not. Whoa.
One day in your life.
Really good. Why isn't that released on anything? I mean, I know, why would it be? But I prefer David Baddiel's version of it to Michael Jackson. And also, the other song that they do in it, that's a good song as well. The little more jazzy number. One day in your life. Will's, we've done it. Best single minute. Am I starting?
Oh, here we go. You can do.
The airport opens, where she's telling the story to the old woman.
I've got that, and then she sees her husband. She's like, she just kept talking to herself and babbling.
I don't have your number. I thought she was talking to me, and she said, and I said, what? And she just never stopped. G and J first, Ginger and Jasmine meeting again. That, you look great. Oh, me. Now I was lying. It's wonderful. I've got here the double date. See, your theory is correct.
Aye, it is.
Yeah, I've got the double date here. Especially Bobby Cannavale going, from what Ginger tells me, he's on the top of the world. Next thing. And I'll have a Stoli martini. Is that my most favourite specific thing in every movie? Is
the cocktail.
A build-up of an anxious person, and then people keep saying things to them, and then them quietly ordering drinks. This, terms of endearment, you're going to need a lot of drinks to kill the bug that's up your ass. I'll take a scotch, preferably wild turkey. Any movie. Another great Woody Allen movie, Bullets Over Broadway. Do you want a drink? I'll have a double of anything. After, well, you'll see. Not this year, but maybe next year. Maybe next time. I love the first time at the dentist when she's getting overwhelmed.
Yes, that was the panic attack I was on about. Yeah. In my 10 minutes.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the panic attack when Dr. Flicker tries it on.
No, that's in my minute.
I have the chair, the bench, the final bench, and then the best part of the film, the absolute heartbreaker, Augie showing up in New York. That hardcore music.
Oh, when he just suddenly turned around and is like,
oh, this is Augie.
He did my sister for a few years. It was more than, it's great. It's great.
It's the real kicker. Now, as I said, I've been doing a Woody marathon, and so so I finally watched. I think there's only 5 left that I haven't seen of the 50. I think he's just short of 50. I think this next film, Rifkin's Festival, is going to be his 50th. But anyway, and so you can see recurring things, and you can see little things, and changed plots and stuff like that. But anyway, and that the second act, happiness, and then the kicker. That's a recurring Woody thing, and it's never better than in this film. That, as I talked about in my 10-minute stretch, that build up where you're sort of lulled into, yeah, Dwight's going to be great, new husband's going to be fantastic, top of the world again for Jasmine, and he's maybe, well, he's definitely better than Hal in that he's not a criminal, but you know he's going to buy lots of things, and he's depressed as well about his widowship. Widowship's not a word. Widowing?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, because the play is The Widowing of Miss Aldroyd. Or whatever. Yeah, that kicker, that absolute kicker of Andrew Dice Clay. Your single minutes, well.
My single minutes, I've got the opening again. When we first get Sally and Kate together, and she does the whole thing about first class. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, these are just, from. I'm nervous again.
That's Woody. It's Woody. It's great.
It's not Woody, because there is such a big difference between the neurotic and the genuine psychotic neurosis.
Yeah.
And depression that she's going through.
I've got Kate ranting while she's laying on the sofa.
I wish every film had Cate Blanchett ranting whilst on a sofa, drinking a vodka.
And I've got the bit. Oh yeah, and she bought her. It's quite a vodka.
Here's a question, Will. Where do you sit on vodka rocks? Because if the vodka's in the freezer, I could have a vodka. I can have a vodka rock.
I could. Yeah. It's just because you associate it so much with having to do like a warm shot of vodka at a Prees or something. There's nothing worse.
Oh,
because vodka usually I can't keep it down.
I never.
But if it's been chilled on some rocks, sit there. I can drink a vodka. Yeah.
What was the first thing I did, Will, when at that New Year's Eve party?
You shoved the vodka in the fridge.
I put the vodka in the freezer because I moved the peas around because I just.
Night.
It was good. Yeah, I can have it.
What's your go-to spirit? For me, I'm always a whiskey guy. No, if you're having a spirit on the rocks, it's
on the rocks. Well,
whiskey for me. I am a big whiskey person.
Liqueurs or spirits?
Spirits. Just plain old, like a nice bourbon.
A frozen vodka. I like
frozen vodka.
I could have a nice brandy with a hot drink.
Okay.
Me and Garth brought in his I can't remember what birthday it was. We stayed up until midnight having brandy shots, and that was nice. And he'd never had brandy. He was always a whiskey boy. Whiskey boy. I think I'm more brandy than whiskey.
Oh yeah, sweeter, isn't it? It's sweeter. But you have a sweet tooth.
I have a sweet tooth, which is why my favourite, when I like whiskey, it's in an old-fashioned.
Yeah. And like you love a port.
I love a liqueur. I am the
like
liqueur
a
man.
Fortified, yeah. I'm not a fan of port because it's just too sweet.
I love port. I love martini. I prefer extra dry martini than Bianca sweet. But let's be honest, I'll drink anything.
Put a drink in front of me, it'll be gone.
Have it. What do I have to do to get a port? What do I have to do to get a shot of port around here? I am Jasmine. Have you done all of your single minutes? Have you done any of your single minutes?
I've got when Dennis attacks her as well, because it's just horrific. I couldn't breathe. It was like he just smothers her.
Mm.
And I
It's not good.
I like it. It's a good.
It's good. It's not good.
Good minute.
No, what I mean. It's
yeah.
good, but it's good, but it's not good, is it?
Good, but it's you should.
Good, but it's not great, as Roy Walker would say. Let's do some of these incredible lines. Some people, they don't put things behind so easily. Anxiety, nightmares, and a nervous breakdown. There's only so many traumas a person can withstand until they take to the streets and start screaming. Last lines, it's fraught with peril. They gossip, they talk. I saw Danny, yes, did I tell you he's getting married? A weekend in Palm Beach means I can wear... What could I wear? I can wear the Dior dress I bought in Paris. Yes, my black dress. Well, Hal always said he used to surprise me with jewelry, extravagant pieces. Oh, this was playing on the vineyard. Blue moon. I used to know the words. I knew the words. Now they're all a jumble. Terrible. Terrible. Can you please not fight in here? I don't think I can take it. For some reason, my Xanax isn't kicking in. Tip big, boys. Tip big, because you get good service and they count on tips. They gave me something called Edison's Medicine. You can do better than Chili and his drunken loser friends. If I thought you could do better, I would. So far, no one's beating my door down. He's sexy and he doesn't steal. Ginger holding nothing back. William?
I've got down I knew someone like you. They're epileptic. I'm not epileptic. I like that. I've got Howard always was a pussy mama's boy. And then Alec Baldwin just laughing his head off.
Any Alec Baldwin?
My favourite line is when Bobby's just like pleading in the supermarket and he's on his knees and he's crying. And the guy goes,
"Yeah,
oh, would you like to sit in my office?" And he's breaking down. No, but I appreciate it anyway.
It's really, great. That's you know what I really appreciate? It's not just...
And then the other guy he's like, oh, would you like a Kleenex? It's
really
great.
Good. It's not just, it could very easily be a really depressing thing of like, oh, he's just an abuser, but, Sally's got nobody else to go to. But no, he's a, he doesn't abuse her, but he's a bit nutty and angry and he wrecks that phone. But, and then he doesn't come to her and get really angry. He comes to her, that supermarket scene works because it's refreshing, because it's this big, burly guy who we've seen get really angry, but he comes and he's like, oh no, and then as you say, the wonderful guy who's like, can you go into my office? it's those wonderful little subversions that just make... I just love Woody Allen. I just love Woody. Well, keep going.
That's all I've written. I'm sorry to stump you.
What's the change? I just have two.
I have two.
The CGI plane at the start could look a bit better.
Yes, that's one of mine.
Yeah, I've always noticed it. I don't know why they don't. After they saw that, I don't know why they just didn't open with Cate there. I mean, it's a plane. The dance music feels a bit like royalty-free, cheap dance music. I don't know what it... I mean, I guess it's because in comparison to how specific and brilliant every other music choice is, the dance music feels just a touch royalty-free. But anyway, what's your other change then?
Our first meeting, Natalie Hawkins, I don't like when she's having the argument outside the stairs. It felt to me like it felt a little too early 2000s. No, that's sort of, I don't know what it is, but it's like the atmosphere, the camera angles, the dialogue. I didn't like. They reminded me of, again, your 1, 2, 3 Pelham or your phone booth. That sort of strange 2000s where it's just, I don't like it.
Okay.
Just felt a bit too not Woody.
I guess.
But that's me, Tom.
No, it's all right. No, that's all right. I think it does a good job in setting up and just getting that out the way, and then setting up the situation, and then the rest of it is like we're watching now what occurred. It's a why done it, not a who done it. Apart from it is a who done it. That great. We've not talked about yet that wonderful bit where she snaps and she calls, and it comes out of nowhere. Great stuff. What's left from your notes?
Nothing.
My notes then. I love the structure. I love that beautiful back and forth. He's done this a few times, playing with this sort of idea, going back and forth.
It's like Love Actually, Tom. It's Love Actually.
Don't say that. But good.
It's like Love Actually, but not as good.
You are being ironic, aren't you? You do think this is a better film than Love Actually?
Yeah.
So, where are you staying?
Oh, well, we thought about asking if we could stay with you, but then we don't want to impose, so we got a room at the Marriott.
Oh, the Marriott's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I'll have my office contact them and they can forward us the bill.
Oh, no.
No. It's not necessary.
Please. You're our guests. I insist.
Oh, well, then we insist on taking you two to dinner tonight.
But tonight?
Yeah.
We have dinner plans. I don't think we can...
Oh.
That's something we can't get out of.
There'll be time. We stashed the kids with Augie's sister, and we're here for a week.
It's gonna be great.
It is.
It's gonna be great.
Okay.
Well, we don't have a lot of free times, but we'll definitely take you to the Cirque, won't we? I mean, or Danielle. I mean, they'd get a kick out of that, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
the food
absolutely.
is just...
I know your birthday's this week.
Oh.
Let us at least take you out for that. Yeah?
I love how you're doing your hair.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I love that she's doing a computer course. She's never learned how to do computers.
Yeah.
It's great. Alden Ehrenreich, or whatever his name is, Han Solo. One of his first roles. Did you ever watch Solo?
No, I've not seen many of the only new Star Wars film I have seen is Force Awakens.
Oh.
I've not seen Rogue One, Solo Story, or the two, or 8 and 9. I've seen bits of The Mandalorian because Harry watches it on Disney Plus. But I've never been a Star Wars person anyway. So
Me neither. I've always been a pretty strict original trilogy guy.
Yeah.
Are you not even an original trilogy guy?
Yeah. I could get into it, but I've never been really. I like sci-fi, but not that sort of sci-fi. Like Star Trek, Star Wars was never my thing. But that's just me. I'd rather sit down and watch Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Oh. I thought you were going to give another example of a sci-fi film you like. No, Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Aardman are probably my favourite movie company.
Just wait, Will. You've only got pissing 4 episodes left and you're doing Chicken Run.
As soon as Woody finishes, we're doing Chicken Run. I can't wait.
You've been going cold turkey all this time.
It would work.
But they're chicken.
The same.
All right.
Yeah.
That wonderful scene where she comes to see him in the music shop. And she goes, "Why didn't you want to see me?" And he goes, "I know what you did." We haven't talked about Louis C.K. That lovely little chance for Ginger to have a go at things.
Yeah.
And that's another great little moment of, and it's not it's not terrible written on the phone of, "What do you mean you can't see me anymore? What do you mean your wife found out about our affair?" You just have that wonderful line of, who found out? And that's all you need.
Has Louis C.K. done many things since?
Since what? This?
Yeah.
Well, he got me too'd.
Yeah.
I want to go back to school. I want to get my degree and become, something substantial. I can't just do some mindless job. I was forced to take a job selling shoes on Madison Avenue. Oh, so humiliating. Friends I'd had at dinner parties, our apartment came in and I waited on them. I mean, do you have any idea what that's like? No, 1 minute you're hosting women and the next you're measuring their shoe size and fitting them. Erica Bishop came into the store. She saw me, was so embarrassed for me. She slipped out thinking I didn't see her. I saw you, Erica!
You okay?
You got me too. He's back on the circuit now a bit. Well,
doing his stand-up.
Doing stand-up, yeah. Well, here we go. He did a really good film called I Love You, Daddy, which basically is black and white. It's a Woody Allen film. But it's a Woody Allen film about a film writer who basically his idol is Leslie Goodwin, who's Woody Allen, and he's like, oh no, don't talk about the and there's been allegations that he likes younger women, this Leslie Goodwin, and he's like, no, don't judge a man on his personal life, his films are excellent. And then Leslie Goodwin falls for his daughter, who's of age, and it's Chloe Grace Moretz. It's a really good, Woody Allen movie, but on the subject of this creepy director. And I've just been reading his memoir. John Malkovich plays Leslie Goodwin.
Yeah.
Louis wrote it for Woody, and he sent in the script, and he thought that this would be the thing, because Louis has, done this. It's a really stupid thing where you read where you read actual evidence. I know some people don't do it. And so he knows that Woody's innocent. And he thought that him playing this Leslie Goodwin character would actually help him. But I don't, I actually wish Woody did play it. But I think John Malkovich is excellent in the film. It got cancelled, obviously, because it was the week. I think it was the Friday it was supposed to premiere at some film festival. The Wednesday came out about the two women in the hotel room with him. So it's not actually had a proper theatrical release. I believe it's on YouTube, and it is worth a watch. I very much enjoyed it. Helen Hunt's in it. Charlie Day's in it.
It works as an idea to kind of help Woody out, but it's just a shame it's Louis C.K.
That's
in
the
problem.
Role. That's the second problem. Middle of something.
Of course not. What on earth makes you think that?
Well, someone made a remark.
What remark?
They saw you having lunch with her, taking her hand.
Oh, what crap. Who told you that? I know who. It was that vacuous troublemaker, Lydia. Am I right?
Were you?
It had to be Lydia, because I was having a business lunch with Amy at the Four Seasons, and Lydia was there.
Did you take her hand?
Are you nuts? You think if I was having an affair, I'd be crazy enough to have it in public at the Four Seasons?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you drink at lunch. No, maybe you're high. I mean, it's obvious she's got a crush on you.
Honey, you're building a case.
Because if you were having an affair, I would be pretty upset.
Well, I'm not, so don't get your temper up. I don't like that side of you.
I'm just jealous because I love you. You should be flattered.
I can't remember.
Just what's left.
Where she's at the party before she meets Dwight, and she's doing another talking to herself, and that old man goes, "Excuse me, are you talking to me?" Great, love it. I always forget. We're coming up to 50 episodes, and I always forget what comes next. It's a few fun facts.
Yay.
Because Woody Allen doesn't give any motivation or background of a character when he's directing actors, Cate Blanchett and Sally Hawkins got together and invented the background for the sisters' relationship, so that every scene when they talked about their past, although it's vague on the script and for the viewer, they both knew exactly what the sisters were talking about. There you go. Louis C.K. originally auditioned for the role of Augie, eventually played by Andrew Dice Clay. Woody felt that C.K. was too nice to play the role and offered him the role of Al Munzinger instead.
That's like, that's one of those ironic things that reminds me. Was it
OJ
Stallone or OJ? That was it.
OJ, who was supposed to play the Terminator, but
James Cameron.
James Cameron didn't believe that such a likable and funny guy. This is the quote: "Such a likable, I think he was goofy. Such a likable and goofy guy could play a killer."
And then
when are we doing the OJ Made in America 9-hour documentary series episode? What's your favourite 10-minute stretch? I don't know. The character of Jasmine Francis is based on Ruth Madoff, wife of the Wall Street swindler Bernie Madoff. After Madoff's Ponzi scheme collapsed in 2008, he was sent to prison. Ruth Madoff moved to Boca Raton in Florida, and she lived in a condo with her sister. Yeah. So there was a lot of those in the 2008. Here's something that we sort of held off on.
Okay.
Many critics believe that the film is a reimagining of Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire. So obviously it's very reminiscent of Streetcar in almost every regard.
Yeah.
Woody never wanted to talk about it on set. Cate asked him a lot because she's played Blanche. Alex played Stanley. He definitely loves Streetcar. One of the closing lines of the memoir is, "Do I regret much? Not writing Streetcar." So he no. So in a
I mean, he did write Streetcar.
Yeah. So in a way, he definitely knows what Streetcar Named Desire is. I think by a certain point, it becomes its own story, definitely.
Yeah.
But you can't.
I mean, even like the opening where she's coming home and she's trying to find. Yeah, it is
ending with her talking to herself.
Yeah.
She hears the music, Blue Moon. It's great stuff. Bradley Cooper was considered for a role, but he dropped out due to scheduling conflicts. Doesn't say which role. Doesn't say which role. Who would you want him as? Who could you see him as?
I can see him as her new lover. The rich guy.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a shout.
Because he's a charming man.
Like Morrissey. What?
It's bad. That's very bad.
Yeah. It is bad. I don't want to listen to Crowded House. I mean, I do. I never don't want to listen to Crowded House. I want to look at this, though. Tom's big question. When Al and Ginger, go and he's like, you just make me you're so sexy, and they go to have sex in the car. That car is parked far too close to public places. I could never have sex in a place anyway. Is this just me? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. You will, however, love dogging, so public sex is no problem for you.
Every weekend, yeah.
Big dog fan. So, you walk up to Becky. She's in a bath. You've bought her a beautiful necklace. I don't even know why I'm phrasing it like this. I think everybody agrees. Why does he give her the necklace in the bath? Get it all watery and soapy?
She's put a nice dress on, and you creep up here. No, this sounds bad.
You creep up behind her.
And you shout boo.
Teddy Bear's
behind her.
Starts playing like a panto.
You put it round her and you put it on her in the mirror, and you're like, hey, that's how
like
you do
Cal in Titanic.
It's just like Billy Zane.
Just like Billy. I base most of my relationship things off Cal Lockley in Titanic. I put the diamond in the coat. I put the coat on her. Why are you laughing? I put the diamond in the coat. I put the coat on her. Spoilers for one of my favourite specific parts of Titanic. Will Jasmine be all right? No.
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 Maybe she will be all right. Because from the vague stuff we get from the dialogue, after her previous... No, I'm lying. She does go into a mental hospital because she's talking about how they gave her Edison's medicine and she was going through shock therapy, which is a good line, but I don't know if they still do shock therapy. I don't know.
Have you got any more? Because I've got two of
I've got one.
question.
I've got one. Would the line matter? You're Dwight.
Yes.
I say this has always been my problem. It's not, because the character of Dwight is written in such a way that it's completely believable. But I've always thought he really overreacts. I've always thought, no, I think I could get over that. It's not actually her son.
I could get over it, but it would matter.
Yeah. But also, they've only been together, 6 months? Less? It sort of feels like the 1 year, but it feels like the 6 to 12 month revelation that's been held off in the early months because you're not going to scare them off. And then you say it when the time is right. Anyway, go on. Will's big question.
Hey, so I got two. First one, who's the best ginger in movies? Like people call ginger. Is it this or is it Chicken
Casino?
Run?
Oh.
Or is it Casino?
It's Sharon Stone in Casino.
It's Chicken Run.
It's not Chicken Run. It's Sharon Stone in Casino.
No,
Talk about Oscar
travesties.
travesties.
Sharon Stone in Casino.
Biggest Oscar travesty ever is King Emma Thompson winning. Is it Emma Thompson that wins Best Actress? It is. It's Emma Thompson winning for Sense and Sensibility over Sharon Stone in Casino. Gee, what a mess.
My second big question, what's the better play on the whole blue thing? Because I like how they play on Blue Jasmine. I like the play on words. Is it that, or is it Don't Be Blue Peter from I'm Alan Partridge? Needless to say, I had the last laugh.
I guess it's Don't Be Blue Peter. I think this is a beautiful title for a beautiful film.
Yes.
I'll say Alan Partridge, why not? I'll have a laugh. Synopsis of a sequel, it turns into Uncle of the Cuckoo's Nest and she goes through a mental hospital again. Closing line Hall of Fame. We've done it. Will, do you have any final thoughts on Blue Jasmine?
It reminded me of how excellent Cate Blanchett can act.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Oh, what a wonderful woman.
She's a bit good. She's better than me. She's better than me. And I don't often admit that.
I don't often admit that multiple award-winning actress Kate Winslet's better than me, but I'll do it now.
She's good as well.
Did I say I said Kate Winslet, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Who's also
very good. Who's also in a very underrated Woody movie called Wonder Wheel.
Titanic.
Yeah, very underrated movie, Titanic. Wonder Wheel sort of came and went. I really liked Wonder Wheel. I think Kate Winslet does an excellent job. I nearly called her Cate Blanchett. This is going, I'm cracking up. Jim Belushi's great in it. Juno Temple's great in it. Justin Timberlake's great in it. I think some of the fourth wall narration is a bit out of place. But really good movie. Everybody should watch Wonder Wheel. Everybody should watch Blue Jasmine. Everybody should watch next episode's film, Hannah and Her Sisters. And just when you thought you couldn't love Woody enough, Will, Michael Caine's in it.
Oh, wonderful.
And Carrie Fisher, and Diane Wiest, and Mia Farrow, and Max von Sydow from The Exorcist. Everybody's in it. Barbara Hershey. Sam Waterston. It's wonderful. I just love Woody Allen. But that's next week's episode. Thank you very much. I've been Thomas Carruthers.
I've been Will Leggetter.
It's been so long since we've done
a proper outro, rather than you just saying random things and trying to be funny. Yeah. And on that bombshell.